yeah, Mr. Leong, you can. Okay, Mr. Leong, you can start now talking. Okay, yeah, please, Mr. Leong, can you please read the passage? Developing wholesome karma, please.
Developing wholesome karma of the immaterial sphere. They are reborn in the immaterial planes corresponding to their attainments. That is, one who has developed the base of infinite space and at the time of death has not lost it due to negligence and other hindrances will be reborn into the realm of infinite space. Similarly, with respect to the other immaterial attainments, the highest attainment persevere at the time of death will generate rebirth into the corresponding realm. As in the case of the five material sphere chittas, each immaterial sphere's wholesome chitta produces as its result only its corresponding resultant chitta, which fulfills only the three functions of rebirth, bhavanga, and death in the immaterial realm to which it pertains. Then, sublime merit determined according to planes produce similar results, both at rebirth linking and in the course of existence. Herein, this is the fourfold karma.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take a look. Okay, class, let's take a look. Okay, well, basically now we go to the immaterial sphere wholesome jhana, meaning to say that class, so which one of your attainment, usually when you die, you will reborn to the correspond the realm, except number one is without retrogress. Because sometimes, class, if let's say the moment you die, you retrogress, you no more in the immaterial sphere, then it will reborn accordingly. The only one cases is very extreme, which is stated in the agama, meaning to say that once they die for the immaterial sphere, they become an animal. But we try to check. Which is correlates to the Nikaya. It's a different story. So maybe it's not that reliable because class you see, if let's say you are in this neither perception nor non-perception, when you die, you become the animal. You see, animal meaning to say you already drop how many grade? 30 grade you drop. So we think this is not that reliable. But usually, if let's say you lost a samadhi or neither perception nor non-perception, you will become what you gain is excess concentration. Maybe now we feel that it's very far away from us because even first jhana we haven't attained yet. But during the Buddha time, basically everybody said they are the Buddha. Everybody said they are the best. You see, so we don't know which one is really the best. Until now, since Shakyamuni already have gone through so many meditation methods, so we try to sort out and we try to tabulate it. Then we know that actually neither perception is the highest there. But anyway, neither perception nor non-perception there's only one of our Buddha disciple able to use it to do the vipassana. Who are there? Who is it? Samantha, you think 10 major disciples who are able to vipassana using the neither perception nor non-perception?
No idea.
No idea. Okay, how about Sally? Yes. Who?
I think Ananda.
No, not Ananda. Who is the smartest wisdom number one in the 10 disciple?
Sariputta.
Yes, correct. Sariputta. Sariputta is the only one can using the neither perception nor non-perception to do the vipassana with the neither perception and nor non-perception of the immaterial jhana. The rest, usually fourth jhana is still the best. Okay. Okay. The way I see Mr. Leong, Mrs. Leong, and Sally and Elena, actually, you're all far away from first jhana. From first jhana to the fourth jhana, not as difficult as from the sensual realm to the first jhana. Because sensual realm to the first jhana to the jhana is a totally different realm. That is very tough. But if let's say your mind in the first jhana, so you go to the fourth jhana, it's very easy because they are the same realm, they are the same species. So that's why once you attain that, you do the vipassana, you will consider you are developing the inner pure land. Remember that they got external pure land and also got one inner pure land. Then you can attain the inner pure land. Once you attain the inner pure land to the vipassana, when you reborn to the pure land, you can go to the ninth stage, the highest one. So that's what I see. And even though you reborn the Western pure land, you won't just always stay in the flower lotus. You do many things, you still will do the vipassana. What to do? Because the way we see all the Pure Land Sutra, it never mentioned what you do in the Pure Land, right? Except the contemplation of the Pure Land. We know that they will do the contemplation. Just 33 type of the contemplation. Actually, this one is not the vipassana, it's still the samatha only. So if you able go to the first jhana, the jhana, do the vipassana. Then when you go to the inner Western Pure Land, the level even much more higher. Then you come back with the certificate level of the 10 times of the chanting. That one easy already. Worry not, because you all got the potential, the way I see you all. Don't just think, I go to Pure Land. Because now here, you cultivate one day, better than 100 years in the Western Pure Land, no. One day here, no. Yeah, Mr. Leong, any question?
Sifu, the thing is, when we meditate, normally we only arrive at the door of the first jhana, but cannot enter inside, Sifu. So how can we enter the door and step inside?
Yeah, stop driving the student. Because you always ask you to join the retreat, you say, the student, always student. Instead of the sun be palm oil field. No, because you need longer time one. At least you must go to join a 1 week or 1 month retreat. Then you're able to go in deep way. Usually go there, just learn the method only. You stabilize it. You still need time to stabilize it. Then when you reach the jhana, you should learn the vipassana, especially to observe the way the world, fire aggregate microscopically. Then when you must try to do. You all can one. I can tell you all you can one. But just you don't take the action only, okay, so I keep on reminding that, so the inner pure, that one, the chanting name of the Pure Land, that one is very easy one actually. It's a certificate level only, the way I see it. Okay, then let's continue. After the immaterial sphere, now we go to the how we are going to die. See, the process of the death and rebirth. Okay, Samantha, can you please read the passage? 4 causes of death, please. On the mic, please.
From here, is it?
The advent of the death.
The book. Oh, the advent of the death is fourfold, namely through the expiration of the lifespan, through the expiration of the productive karmic force, through the simultaneous expiration of both, and through the intervention of a destructive karma. The advent of death is formally defined as the cutting off of the life faculty, included within the limits of a single existence. Through the expiration of the lifespan, This is the kind of death that comes about for the beings in those realms of existence where the lifespan is bounded by a definite limit. In the human realm too, this should be understood as death in advanced old age due to natural causes. If the productive karma is still not exhausted when death takes place through reaching the maximum age, the karmic force can generate another rebirth on the same plane or on some higher plane, as in the case of the devas. Through the expiration of the productive karmic force, this is the kind of death that takes place when the karma generating rebirth expands its force even through the normal lifespan, is not exhausted, and there are otherwise favorable conditions for the prolongation of life. When both the lifespan and karmic force simultaneously come to an end, this is death by the expiration of both. Through the intervention of a destructive karma, this is a term for the death that occurs when the powerful destructive karma cuts off the force of a rebirth, generating karma even before the expiration of lifespan. The first three types of death are known as timely death. The last as untimely death. An oil lamp, for example, may be extinguished due to the exhaustion of the wick, the exhaustion of the oil, the simultaneous exhaustion of both, or some extraneous cause like a gust of wind.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, finish. Yeah, raise hand, please, once finish. Okay. Raise hand by Zoom, Sally. Okay, finish. Okay, class, let's take a look. Now this is the good example to understand this topic is with the wick oil lamp. Wick oil lamp. Okay, we're going to die. Especially if we're going to die. If let's say the wick exhausted or the oil exhausted. Basically, the wick and the oil both is the analogy for the lifespan and also for the productive karma. Okay. Well, this is a little bit hard to differentiate both. What does mean lifespan? If you, I think you forget about the productive karma lifespan. I think you forget already. In previous chapter, basically the lifespan with the different RAM, they will be different. For human, basically nowadays, our maximum is about 80 something or 80 to 100 years old. But during Maitreya Buddha, if Maitreya Buddha reborn, usually we can reach 80,000 years. That's our lifespan. Well, and then basically, the higher the RAM, the higher lifespan they are. Usually they are doubling up. Let's take a look. Let me show you this diagram. In order to understand this, you got to know this diagram first. Okay, class, for this a control home. Okay, then okay, so we come to this. Wait, okay, okay, we come back again to the diagram. Okay. Okay. Okay, please go to the diagram for this list of the table. We go to the page number, chapter number 5, a lifespan 197, please, class. 197. Okay. Take a look. You see, this is the lifespan. Okay. So the lifespan meaning to say, Jatu Maharajika, this is essential RAM. See or not? Jatu Maharajika, this is their lifespan, you see. Tawatimsa, they keep on doubling. Okay, keep on double. Okay, so this is, we call as the lifespan. As a human, we also got lifespan. If let's say the lifespan, you reach the time, you will die naturally. Well, this case happened in one master in Guanyin King. You heard about Fire Faster, no? He is the uncle of a Yuan Zhen. Yuan Zhen, remember our IT guy? He just, after the ceremony, he just talk. Then later on, he just died already. So we call it as a natural die. Basically, besides the cases we come across is the old people, the elderly, they pass away during sleeping. Some are they eating the meal, then they die. So this is all we call it as a natural, the way in a natural way. We call it as a lifespan reached already. Okay. Then the second one is the productive karma. Productive karma, remember, basically we have a different type of karma. Productive karma is the karma who create our RAM. Okay. So usually, the last moment there will be one karma with the strongest power, with the stronger habitual power. They will produce productive karma for us. We become a human. So this productive karma, if it's just like an analogy of the oil. If it's exhausted, then the oil gone already. So productive karma gone. If let's say our lifespan already reached, but productive karma still remain, we will reborn again in the same realm, or we will reborn in the higher realm. So according to the textbook, he said the example is the deva. The deva. As we know, usually the deva in the first, second, third jhana, usually once they die, if without any bad consequences, they will keep on upgrade each other. they will keep on upgrading because they will continue with the meditation. If let's say they know, they will keep on, go upper and upper. They won't go to the lower one. That is for the jhana, the deva in the jhana, okay, in the jhana level. And then this is the example, but mostly for us, if let's say we at the moment we pass away, okay, if let's say besides these two, another one is an accident or accident. So a wind blow, then class will see if the wind is a strong wind blow, then finally the whole thing gone already. That one we call it as what? The destructive karma arise. Destructive karma can be many things. Usually it's unpredictable. You see, if you go for the fortune teller, usually the movie, the fortune teller will say, if you can come back in 35 years, so you can just, how to say, you can just remove my signboard. They will say something like that. Because they predict that you sure will die in 35 years. So some they're not that strong. They know your life will be ending. Maybe they will see some there's some sign in the nimitta, if they meditate, they know that you sure got some accident. But sometimes the accidents is unpredictable. If let's say you don't put your mind, because I got one case, he already finished the vipassana. He got the jhana also. I think he doesn't really produce the psyche, but I think if let's say he really try to divert her mind, he can know that sure there will be the car accident coming. Sure he know, but he didn't do anything. So the car accident occur. I also got surprised. How come he got the jhana and the vipassana finally will be in the car accident that admit to the hospital? So meaning to say that if let's say they don't they don't go to the check, they don't know what, especially destructive karma. It's just like the wind can blow anytime. Not everybody able to check the destructive karma. Not everybody. So that's why some fortune teller or some psychic, they can tell you your future. But how come sometimes it's not accurate? It's sometimes due to the destructive karma. Destructive karma can be ripened from past many life. Usually must be the quite heavy one. So they come and distract us, then we cannot go to the better realm. Of course, destructive karma also can cut off the bad karma also. So this is 4 type of the moment we die. Then I think also destructive karma in the modern day can come in this way. For example, you with the last breath already. Okay, so maybe for the doctor, they should try to do what? They should use electric to shock you, all this. Okay, so sometimes if you make a vow that you make a view that, oh, I don't want all this type of emergency respiration, emergency saving, all this type of tools. I mean, the view itself is karma. It's a form of the karma. Because some people, they don't want for being tortured. But for doctor, they should try their best to save you. So for this one, you can sign up an agreement. Elena, we call it as what? We sign an agreement that so no more this type of electrician. They don't try to harm us. What do we call that? Elena, remember or not? Am I right? We can sign something.
Yes, you can fill up a bill or something like that and say that you don't want to be resuscitated.
Yeah, no more resuscitation. Okay, well, this one, as I know, in Malaysia, still the gray area. Doctors still can overrule our decision, but Taiwan and American, yes. As long as you sign in, they will all respect you. They never resuscitate you. Anybody here, they do what? Anybody here, you don't want resuscitation? Can you raise your hand? You don't want? You don't want. So you better talk well with the family member. You better talk well so that they won't. And also the doctor. Am I right, Elena? Doctors still can overrule our view in Malaysia, right? We're in the gray area, as I know.
Mr. Steve, but by experience, that the doctor will ask the family members if they are really up to that power stage, whether you need the resuscitation. Did the doctor will ask?
Yes, but as I know in my father's case, Kim Biao mentioned to me that actually they know the decision. They ask us just to avoid the legal suit.
Yes.
Am I right? They ask us to avoid legal suit.
They ask us and then we have to sign for it.
But actually,
my
if
experience,
let's say if let's say they decide that the case should be resuscitated, they still will do that. In Malaysia, I mean, we are still in the gray area. Okay.
I think,
Yeah. So meaning to say this type of things you can consider a form of the karma also. Karma doesn't mean something is abstract. If let's say you don't want to be resuscitated and luckily you're in the Taiwan or America, so your will be fulfilled. Or like euthanasia also same. So all this type of stuff you can consider as a destructive karma. It depends where you born which one country you are the moment you pass away. Okay. So this is a few things. Yes, okay. Anything we should try to remind to each other for the old age. Like recently or months ago, Chung Yao, the very famous woman author, she commits suicide because she want to die in a beautiful way. So that one is a commit suicide. It's not a euthanasia, because she is in a good state and set up a bad example to the people. Okay. So this one we have to know that because she doesn't chant Amitabha. If Mrs. Leong know her, should ask her chant more Amitabha instead of commit suicide. No, because they don't have no religion, they will have a wrong view one. Okay. Well, this is a four type of we die. There's a four type of the way. Destructive karma is unpredictable. So meaning to say we all should ready. I mean, especially for the destructive karma. If the lifespan, maybe Kok Hong and I, we are considered younger compared to you all. So Mr. Leong, Mrs. Leong is considered the eldest in terms of the lifespan. But for productive karma, quite hard to say. Productive karma, because productive karma, we don't know our past life, how is our quality. I mean, which one karma we commit, even though we are all is a human. That one is quite hard to predict. That one, okay. And destructive karma, both quite hard for us to predict who will pass away first. Okay. Because even though we are younger, Kok Hong and I, but since we don't keep our diet well, undergone a great pressure, then also we can bye for the time point to fight it. Even though lifespan productive karma for us, we have advantage of it. So meaning to say that it is also subject to other factor. How is the lifespan? Yeah, Kok Hong, yes. Anything?
Sifu, just now you mentioned this productive and destructive karma. Okay, destructive can be assuming that it's come at an kind of unprepared scenario. And also the productive karma also come as a kind of a unprepared scenario, like you say, there was one sangha, there is a teaching and just gone. So in both situations, when we are such in an unprepared stage, okay, so we don't have our last thought, So what would happen is all depends. I mean, at that particular point when we pass away, and we go, and it also depends on our own karma.
No,
can we say
depends
that?
on his habitual karma during the lifetime. The lifetime. Okay. Usually the monk talk and die one. That one is considered lifespan come end already because he's already 70 something. Okay. It is not destructive karma already. It's 70 plus. But we can prove that it is a destructive karma if we have a post-mortem, but they don't want. So we don't know what's the real cause. Okay. Some people they don't want. They say very old already, don't want to do the post-mortem. If the post-mortem prove that some medical issue, it could be destructive karma. How we define is how we look for the cause of the death. But no matter how, the simple way is we must be ready for that. Okay. Then next, let's keep on for the next paragraph. Okay, the sign of the time of the death. Yeah, Kok Hong, your turn to read, please. Now, in the case.
Now, in the case of those who are about to die, at the time of death, one of the following present itself, according to circumstances, through any of the 6 sense door by the power of karma. 1. A karma that is produced rebirth linking in the next existence. Or 2, a sign of karma, that is, a form that had been apprehended previously at the time of performing the karma, or something that was instrumental in performing the karma. Or 3rd, a sign of destiny, that is, a symbol of the states to be obtained and experienced in the immediately following existence. Guide to 35. For the explanation of the 3 types of object presented to the mind of the dying individual, see Part 3, Chapter 17. It should be stressed that this object presents itself to the jhana process of the dying person, not to the death consciousness itself. The death consciousness, juti citta, the final citta in a life term, apprehends the same object grasped by the rebirth consciousness and bhavanga of the existence that is about to end. The object of the last jhana process then serves as the object of the rebirth consciousness and bhavanga in the next existence, and become in turn the object of the death consciousness at the end of that existence. Chapter 36, the mind at the time of death. Thereafter, attending to the object thus presented, the stream of consciousness, in accordance with the karma that is to be matured, whether pure or corrupted, and in conformity with the state into which one is to be reborn, continually flow, inclining mostly towards that state, or that rebirth productive karma present itself to a sense door in the way of renewing. Guide to Chapter 36. In the way of renewing, that is, the karma presenting itself does not appear as a memory image of something that was previously done, but it appeared to the mind door as if it were being done at that very moment.
Thank you so much. Why the way you do the reading, like elaboration in the documentary? Am I right? Looks so like a narrative in the documentary. Okay, good pronunciation, in a very good tone. Okay, I'm watching the documentary. Class, take a look. The death consciousness is a juti citta. Yes, this is a holiday, but it's a permanent holiday. Juti, see you not. Okay, we have to take a look again to the diagram, show that our last moment before we pass away. Let's take a look. So this is a diagram. We used to use it. Okay, class. Okay, well, this is because it's a juti, our past life. This one is our present life. So this one, C, is a juti citta. Okay, it's a holiday, permanent holiday. We call it as a death. Okay, J is the jhana. J is the jhana. So this is our present life. Our present life. J is the jhana. So class, for this chapter again, it emphasizes the point in the chapter number 3 that there will be 3 sides appeared in this jhana. Then from there, if you have psychic, you know where are you going to go. Number 1, it could be the side of the karma. This one is not clearly explained. Second, is the instrument, is the nimitta. Nimitta meaning to say that the tools will determine where will we go. If you're the doctor, if you were the doctor, maybe you will see it's the patients, maybe it's the stethoscope, okay? Or maybe if you are butcher, you will see the knife. So usually all this will appear. If let's us, we used to have a Dharma talk, maybe it's the books will appear. Okay, maybe nowadays the Zoom screen will appear. It shows that if this is the sign to show that where are we going to reborn? Okay, so this is we call as a sign. And the third one is the state. Basically, the state meaning to say it signifies that where we will go. If we see the jungle, usually we will reborn as an animal. If you see the fire, usually reborn in the hell. And likewise, if let's say you see the nimitta, you should be reborn as a deva. So meaning to say that if you are chanting Western Pure Land, you always visualize lotus, so the lotus will appear. Then you will reborn to the Western Pure Land. But anyway, Western Pure Land is not in this scope. This is a abhidhamma. So I try to bring it, then we can relate to that. So meaning to say that this trait is very important. And according to Abhidhamma, there will be one concept that, you see, the juti, citta, it doesn't signify that, it doesn't tell us the way are we going to be reborn, but it's the jhana, the totally 5. Please count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5 will determine where we'll go. This is our next life. Okay, B is the bhavanga. Okay, J is the jhana. This is our next life. And then one point, it's quite hard for us to scrutinize that. The nimitta in this life, the nimitta for this moment, they will become the object for our next life for the bhavanga. But this one be quite hard to check. Quite hard to check. So meaning to say, number 1, quite hard for us to know our bhavanga. Why? We can only know our bhavanga is a deep sleep without any wandering mind. But very hard. Okay. So if scientifically, the bhavanga, it means what? It means you go to very deep sleep, but the stem brain still working. Okay. If you go to a very deep sleep, meaning to say that without dream, if scientifically, let's take a look, meaning to say that you don't have all your faculty will be stopped working here like this. See or not? You see? Now, so this is our different organs, skin, nose, ear, eye, the tongue. This is our brain. So meaning to say that in the daily life, whatever information we trigger from our different organ, usually the brain will respond and they will plant the seed in the inner side of the brain. Especially involved is what is the amygdala and also the hippocampus in the deep of the brain. But the dreaming will be all the faculty will be stopped. Okay, but inside there's still certain part of the brain involved in the activity. But this part had to be stopped again. We try to see a dreamer, which part of the brain involved. Let's see. Okay, dream, the brain. What is the brain dream? Let's see. Okay, dream part of the brain default network, okay, includes the thalamus, medium prefrontal cortex, posterior cingulate cortex remain active. So meaning to say that these few parts all stop working when the dreams totally stop, and you were able to check your bhavanga. So a bhavanga, according to the definition, is the streaming of the life. So I suspect it should be the stem brain here. Because only we declare as the brain death is the real death. Brain death means the stem brain part totally malfunction. Am I right? So that's how we talk about that. And for those who are able to go to the very deep jhana, especially to the Nirodha Samadhi, the stem brain still working. So even though you got the psychic, you go to check, it seems the people totally die. But if your psychic is strong enough, you will notice that they got a very, very subtle. The sense of the life there. So this is how the Yogacara, the yogi all think that even though you go to the Nirodha Samadhi, after Nirodha Samadhi, why you still can work out? Because of the eight consciousness, the alaya consciousness. So, in Abhidhamma, they haven't developed to that stage yet. But Mahayana, yes, they do develop to this stage. So the alaya consciousness, the very subtle, sustain our life once we go to the Nirodha Samadhi. Okay, get it? So that's why it's very hard for us, because our dreaming part of the brain never stop one. So quite hard to know the bhavanga. But if you see the bhavanga, only number one, during the meditation, you accidentally go in. So if you go in, you will notice there seems no time. That one is not the jhana, but just you accidentally fall into the bhavanga. And then the second, it's just like actually falling in bhavanga is not good. It's just something like a vipaka. It's just like a dog, like a sleeping state, not a good state. So we try to avoid go into the bhavanga. Okay. But anyway, if you're able to check the bhavanga will hanging on one object. The object is the past life object, which determine why we become a human. So this is something theoretically. It is theoretically we believe, but practically quite hard to prove it. And next, let's take a look at death and rebirth linking. Okay, very a little bit strong already, a little bit long. Okay, class, I think I better stop here because somebody will be coming to install the light for me. So let me answer your question first. Yeah, Mr. Leong, please. Okay, yes. Anything, Mr. Leong?
What's the difference between the last thought moment and our karma related to our rebirth? Last thought moment.
To what? Off the camera, Mr. Leong, please.
In relation with what is our last thought moment and our karma in relation to our next rebirth?
Oh, okay, the last thought moment. Okay, Mr. Leong, maybe I want to ask you back first the definition for this in the first place. Okay, usually, Mr. Leong, if we talk about the last thought moment, are you referring to the last thought moment? If you're referring to the jhana, so meaning to say that there will determine next line where are we going to, because the nimitta will appear here. So this is the relationship. Whatever you see in this last thought moment will determine where will you rebirth, Mr. Leong.
And then the thing is, will it be related with our karma, whether it is productive karma or?
Yes, it is related. Basically, the productive karma will determine where are we going to rebirth. But besides the productive karma, you remember that we still got two more karma in the same category. Okay, I know Mr. Leong tried to relate everything. Yes, let me try to relate to your class. Please take a look to the diagram. Okay, to the diagram again. Okay, come. Okay, then it's okay. So we go to the list of the table. So we go to the chapter number 5, fourfold karma at a glance. Please go to the page 201, please. 201. Okay, 201. So this diagram, I can properly answer Mr. Leong's questions. Okay, now Mr. Leong, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. So Mr. Leong, if let's say, okay, at the last moment, okay, the karma which bring us become human now, then the rest of the karma in the previous life will become the supportive karma or obstructive karma or destructive karma. So that is the meaning. So protective karma is the one who make us become human like now. How about the rest? Past life, we commit so many karma, right? So they become the protective karma, a supportive karma, or supportive karma, or the obstructive karma. Yes, Mr. Leong, am I answering your question? On the mic, please, Mr. Leong. Yes.
I mean, there are so many karma in play that it gives what cause and conditions to the next life.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let me try to
And
refresh you.
which prominent karma will take place?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Mr. Leong, number one, we'll check whether it go to the order of the ripening. Number one, do we have other Vedic karma or not? Vedic karma, if the favorable one is the jhana, if the unfavorable, there will be killing father, killing mother. Okay, so that's we call as Vedic karma. Okay, and then if without we commit any heavy karma, we go back to the number 3 first is the habitual karma. Habitual karma meaning to say is regard to the 5% or the opposite of the 5%. If we don't have 1 and the 3, then it's the death proximate karma, meaning to say that the moment anybody chanting or quarrel in front of us, the moment we die, that will be the death proximate karma. Okay? Yes, am I answering your question, Mr. Leong? So the way I see now, Mr. Leong, Elena, Sally, you all meditate quite well. If you keep on for this, then I think you will follow the Vedic karma. Wait first. Okay.